blew a 3.8 and he let me off with a f***ing warning and gave me his number and said we should meet for coffee or lunch. He was hot, so I'm getting lunch with him tomorrow. Got out of a DUI and got let off with a warning.
Just wait for me right here, okay? You don't have anything?
I'm looking at your eyes. Sorry, sir.
What?
I'm looking at your eyes.
Why?
Because you look pretty handsome. You're smiling. I can't help it.
All right, stop.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You say you shot him?
Well, I'm guessing he had a gun, so...
Don't guess. Did he tell you that he shot him?
Yes.
He said he shot him.
Mm-hmm.
From social media blunders to viral videos, see how Amelia Basson and Brooke Teague's flirtations unravel under scrutiny. Stay tuned as Amelia Basson's charm unexpectedly reveals the truth behind a severe case. Don't miss these gripping twists.
Got out of a DUI and got let off with a warning.
Skylar Floss, an 18-year-old, bragged on social media about how she supposedly flirted her way out of a DUI after being pulled over for erratic driving. She claimed to have blown a 3.8 on the breathalyzer and said the officer let her off with a warning, gave her his number, and invited her for a coffee or lunch.
I blew a 3.8 and he let me off with a f***ing warning and gave me his number and said we should meet for coffee or lunch. He was hot, so I'm getting lunch with him tomorrow.
Her claims unravel as the officer's body camera captures her actions, leading to a closer investigation due to alcohol. However, the officer's body cam footage told a different story. He pulled her over because she was weaving on the road and, after a brief conversation, let her off with a warning because she seemed sober.
Hello. My name's Deputy Stahl. I'm in the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. I pulled you over because you were weaving a little bit back there. Where are you coming from?
I was coming from my friend's house. I actually just got dumped.
Okay.
So I was like crying and like I'm really upset.
Okay. Were you on your phone and stuff too?
I was trying to call him to get a hold of him because my heart hurts
Okay.
so bad.
Well, I'm just concerned that you were weaving because of alcohol, but if you're on your phone, have you been drinking or anything tonight? No? Okay.
Her video not only showed disgusting clips where she was making fun of the officer and his kindness, but there were immense lies. She claimed that she breathed 3.8 in the breath analyzer. She was not even tested initially. Also, the legal limit is 0.8, which itself is dangerous for driving, and a reading of around 3.8 implies that Skylar was highly drunk and close to death.
Sounds like you're having a rough night, so I'm not going to add to that by writing you a ticket or anything, okay? So I'm just going to give you a warning. It's not a big deal. I just want to make sure you're okay. You were weaving a little bit, and I just want to make sure you're okay to operate the motor vehicle, and I believe you are. So my information's right here on the front. The reason I stopped you here is on the back. Wherever you're headed, get there safely, and I'm sorry you're having a bad night.
Yeah, I'm just right down the street. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, no, you don't need to apologize. I mean, you were weaving a little bit with no traffic out. I just want to make sure you're okay.
As her efforts to gain social media fame crumble, she faces a stark reality. Her later posts showcased tequila before the driving and her confession that she was drunk and not tested initially. Despite her confession, no action was taken against her or the officer.
I ended up getting a little too intoxicated. I was taking shots all night and I decided to make the dumb decision to get into my car and drive.
But the story of seductive attempts doesn't end there. Next, we dive into how a teen girl's flirtation failed to change the course of the law. Lydia Badia was trying to transport 2 illegal immigrants over the Mexican border. A viral video shows her trying to seduce the officer by smiling, looking at his eyes and exclaiming how handsome the officer is. But does she manage to get away with it?
Wait for me right here, okay? You don't have anything?
I'm looking at your eyes. Sorry, sir.
What?
I'm looking at your eyes.
Why?
Because you look pretty handsome.
Her seductive strategy quickly falls apart when the officer's database check exposes the false documents and illegal status of those she's transporting. It was discovered that the 2 women with Lydia were illicit immigrants from El Salvador.
Los documentos por un tiempo. Por un año. Ok. Pues son falsos, ok. Y tener documentos en estados de Texas es un delito. Las ID, a esta te sale a un señor, a tuya. A esta no me sale nada. Ok, so estas identificaciones son falsas. Okay.
They were in the hands of a transportation service notorious for putting women into debt bondage schemes that included forced labor and sex work. Lydia was arrested and 2 women were returned across the border, potentially saving them from abuse. The failed seduction attempt leads to the protection and return of the illegal immigrants, unraveling Lydia's deceitful plan. Her attempt to manipulate the situation is met with a firm resolution. But things were different for Brooke Teague, who attempted to use seduction to evade legal trouble and met with a surprising outcome. Officer Smith stops Brooke Teague after having watched her weave back and forth down the highway, one of the more common indicators of being drunk. As he comes up to the car, Brooke flirts with him in a rather unexpected way. She tells him she was talking with her ex on the phone and can see how he might believe she was driving recklessly. When queried about drinking, Brooke asserts that she had only 1 beer, but gives every indication of having consumed much more.
Hey, I'm Officer Smith, Bentonville Police Department.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Smith.
I've never heard that before in traffic stop. I appreciate that. Hey, so I'm just stopping you for improper lane use.
Sorry, I was on the phone.
You're on the phone?
I'll be honest.
Okay. Who are you on the phone with?
My baby daddy. I'll show it to you, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zachary?
Yeah.
How much do you have to drink tonight?
Only 1 drink.
Just 1 drink?
Yep. Yes,
Final
sir.
answer?
Miller.
A Miller Lite?
Yes. I won't lie to you, a Miller Lite.
That's all you've had?
Yes, sir. You can ask Zachary.
I don't really want to talk to
I know
Zachary.
you don't, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
She is asked out of the car to conduct a sobriety test. Brooke seems to be giggling uncontrollably, making this test take longer than usual. Much charm and playfulness are displayed, but there is also a fair degree of intoxication. Officer Smith was professional throughout, showing only a hint of amusement over her gestures.
You're making me giggle. I'm sorry.
He makes me giggle too. It's okay.
Okay. I snort. I'm from
Sorry.
Huntsville.
We're supposed to be professional.
I'm from Huntsville. It's not going to make me snort.
All right, stop laughing because you're making me laugh.
I'm not.
Right? Seriously.
I'm giggling. I'm
All right,
sorry.
this is a serious deal. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're smiling. I can't help it.
All right, stop.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Subsequently, Brooke is arrested following the failed sobriety test. Nevertheless, Brooke and Officer Smith remained in a friendly tone of voice throughout. Even as he searches her car for contraband, where he finds a loose seat, Brooke, with the officer, continues bantering with light jokes. Further into the drive to the station, that rapport had grown based on an undeniable chemistry behind their interactions.
Once you've actually had a drink?
I've had 2 Millers.
2 Millers now? That's it?
Yes, sir. You can call Mitchell, the manager.
Okay. Well, hey, go ahead and put your hands on your back for me, okay?
Yeah.
The conversation continues at the station, with Brooke even describing her dog. The atmosphere stays extraordinarily warm, though both somehow keep their level of professionalism intact. Brooke blows the breathalyzer, which shows a blood alcohol content of 0.4 unit, almost twice the legal limit, for which she is charged with DUI.
I'm with you. Let's go over here.
Oh my God, is there a dog?
There is a dog.
Where?
He's over there. Over here. His name is Kolyak.
Kolyak?
That's my dog.
Is that your dog? What's his name?
His name is Coach.
Coach? I have 3 dogs. I have a Rottweiler, Great Dane, and a Mastiff.
Wow.
Did I go to high school with you?
I think so. Where'd you go to high school?
Bentonville?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Indiana. Valparaiso, Indiana.
Where in Indiana?
Valparaiso.
I was raised from Bloomfield.
Really?
Yeah.
Finally, we look at Amelia Basson's attempt to use charm in a high-stakes situation. Her story culminates in a surprising revelation. Questioning begins for Amelia Basson for her involvement in the murders of Cindy and Sean Stack. She tries to seduce the detectives to adopt that high-pitched, timid voice. She is flirting with the detectives the whole time, but they remain focused on the investigation.
Both dead.
I didn't do anything. Am I like getting arrested or something for something? Or
I'm gonna explain it to you.
Yeah, we'll explain it all to you, okay?
I just normally when this starts is like someone getting in trouble or arrested or something.
Well, we just, like I said, we want to be able to talk to you.
Her voice is certainly different from this one, as evident here. This can also suggest her nervousness or lack of comfort in the situation. During questioning, Amelia even flirted, sweeping back her hair to expose her neck, considered a sign of either vulnerability or attraction. She attempted to downplay her role and play innocent, but gradually grew uncomfortable while interrogated about her husband's role in the crime.
Well, Josh, did you say that Did I hear you say he shot himself in the leg?
Yeah, so in December, we went bowling.
Okay.
The bullet went around the bone and around the artery, through and through.
Jeez, that's lucky.
I know, he's crazy.
How long you guys been married?
It'll be a year in September.
Oh, okay.
The detectives interview Amelia in regards to a bank robbery and murders. First, she is trying to protect her husband and not tell them anything substantial, but she shows that she is uncomfortable. She crosses her arms in front of her chest and hunches her back. She talks briefly and less clearly under pressure.
So what happened with this write-up? So, I mean, had you been a banker for him for a while? I mean...
Yeah, so I've been his banker since I moved here.
So what happened with these checks?
Nothing. He called him. I have the record over our global security. So when they came in, they pulled like call logs, they pulled like cameras, just to make sure like little signature files. Because I mean, it's still federal, it's the bank. So they wanted to make sure that I wasn't like, I guess, stealing.
When you talk to Gerald, I mean, how did he appear to you? Is he a young guy, old guy?
Old.
Oh, well, how did he appear to you when you talked to him?
He was okay.
He was okay? Did you ever have any issues when you talked to him about remembering things or anything like that?
Like, I know like a little about himself, like he had brain surgery. But for the most part, he remembers things. I don't think he forgets really. He just, other than that, he's still nice.
Okay. Yeah, nice guy.
The detectives then pull on her emotionally by mentioning Amelia's son. They are pleading with her to spill all she knows, telling her how serious things are and what will happen should she continue holding back information.
When we make a mistake, we do something wrong and the ball gets rolling, we can't stop it. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? Listen, you have your whole life ahead of you.
I know.
You have a 7-year-old son. You have an obligation to him. So whatever happened beyond this, we need to know. Because if you want to keep going with what you're telling us, okay, then we're going to have to go on that, all right? And you have to understand.
Yeah. Okay.
So somebody did something, we need to know now.
Amelia's walls come crumbling down as she begins detailing her husband's involvement in the crime. She admitted to the fact that Josh did buy a gun, went to Cindy and Sean's house, and finally told her he shot them.
I do not want to go to jail. I don't. Like, if I get fired, okay, let me get fired at work, but I don't want to go to jail. I didn't do anything. I didn't plan anything. I didn't conspire anything. I didn't do anything. I don't want to go to jail.
The detectives use Amelia's confession to serve as evidence for getting a reaccounting of the entire crime. Nevertheless, Amelia will not face any charge that relates her to the murders since she provided cooperation. She serves 3 years on the theft charge. Josh Basson is tried for the murders, and a sentence of life imprisonment prevails over him.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I let her know she wanted to know. She went with her dad to the bank and she looked at the transaction history and she wanted to know what the checks were. So I can't tell her much, and then he's over my shoulder listening to my conversations with her. And he's just like, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. He just wasn't having it. He didn't want me to talk to her. He didn't want me to contact her.
And who are we talking about, her?
The guy's daughter.
You know her name?
Cindy. She's on the call her Cindy.
And he knew who Cindy was?
Only because of the conversations that me and her were having.
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
The next day he went and he bought a gun. I don't know if it was Tuesday or Wednesday. He called out of work. He said that I'm gonna take care of things. The next day he comes home and he's like banging on the door. This is like
where the apartment or the house where we were at today?
Yes.
Okay.
He came banging on the door. When he came home, he took the gun apart. He was shaking. He took all his clothes off. He put it in a garbage bag, and then he went by his mom and dad's house.
Okay. When did you become aware that he was involved in the murder?
Well, I didn't know what happened. I just stopped hearing from her. And then when I said something about, can I call her? He told me no. And then he got really mad at me, and he was like, if you say something, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay, he's not gonna say that unless he told you about the murder. That's the part that's so when did he tell you about the murder? Sweetie, you gotta let this go. You can't, anything you hold back is not gonna look good. You've got to just tell it. It hurts, it's scary, I understand that, but not talking is worse for you than talking.
It was,
Did he describe how, what?
He never physically said, like, what he did or if anything was done.
Did he say he shot him?
Well, I'm guessing he had his gun, so.
Don't guess. Did he tell you that he shot him?
Yes.
He said he shot him.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for more exciting videos, and remember to hit the like and subscribe button.